Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and Finding God Anime Devotional for OTAKUS, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Happy Wednesday, my friends! I'm pretty excited for today's Top 5 Wednesday, but also, confession, I'm a little bit nervous. But before I say why I'm nervous, we're gonna go ahead and kick off this video because I'm actually really excited to talk about or do this video, but also, like I said, pretty nervous. But in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I'll also leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Basically, each week, our host puts together a series of prompts, and on that Wednesday, we answer that prompt with 5 books, but in this case, I do manga, and then we just share what we chose. So today's prompt is favorite villains. And I'm really nervous because I'm not a huge villain fan. I mean, I don't have an issue with villains, but when I was thinking about who are my top 5 favorite villains, it took some work. In fact, I had to go do some research and go look up what are some favorite villains in general in anime and manga, because I was like, I don't know. I don't have anybody directly coming to mind. If we did a video on my top 5 least favorite villains, I could do that. That one. Easily could do. I mean, number 1, hands down. Can't think of his name. That's okay. I don't care to know his name whatsoever. Hate this dude. Loathe this dude. Oh, but he is the guy from Kuroko's Basketball. If you've seen it or read the manga, you know why. He's horrible. He is, I mean, anyway, we're just gonna move on from him because nothing, no anime character gets my blood pumping with anger like that guy does. Number 2 would probably be Muzon. I do not like Muzon. I could care less for Muzon. In fact, there's times where I'm like, you know what, Muzon, if you just went to the world of One Piece, you would not make it. Anyway, that is a ramble because I discovered through watching Demon Slayer and then that guy from Kuroko's Basketball, I really dislike when we have villains that do not take action into their own hands. I hate when they send people to go do their dirty work. Just do your dirty work. Your dirty work. A good villain, in my opinion, would be the one that's doing the dirty work, putting their life on the line, because that's just villain status, in my opinion. So I tried to think of 5 villains who I do feel fit that I feel are willing to put their life on the line, that they're the ones that, you know what, if I'm going to do the evil work, it's got to be me. I'm not going to leave it in the hands of my henchmen. And I'm a little bit bummed that I couldn't think of anybody from One Piece. I haven't watched enough of it and read enough of it to say who would be my favorite villain from One Piece. I really wanted a One Piece villain so bad, but I hate Kaido. Kaido's in my top 3 as well. No, just no. I technically have not seen even enough of Kaido, but I hate what I've seen of Kaido so much. So Kaido's out the picture. The only other one that sort of came to mind was Crocodile, but he's not my favorite. In fact, if I sort of had to pick a favorite, but he's not a villain, he's an antagonist, and that would be Smoker, aka Smokey. I really do like Smokey quite a bit. He's pretty awesome. So, but I'm he's not a villain, so he cannot count for the purpose of this video. And I can't think of the guy. He is the god of Skypiea. I think I said that wrong, but I cannot think of his name. I sort of like him. He's an interesting villain to me, and he does fit the role of taking matters into his own hands, though he still has his henchmen do his dirty job and he could care less about his henchmen. He shares that trait with Muzon, and I hate it. So, speaking of Muzon, let's just go ahead and I guess go in for number 1. I'm definitely going to say somebody from Demon Slayer, but I'm a little bit on the fence of who to say. So originally, maybe he'll be my honorable mention. I was going to say Akaza. I can't say much about him, but if you've seen the anime, if you've seen the movie, then you know. You know, that's all. So please don't spoil it for anybody who does not know. Here he is right here. I almost was going to say him because I didn't... trying to think of how to say this. I did not say him because I hate what he did to a certain character. No. Just no. But when I read ahead in the manga after the season ended, it was in season 2. I could not stand how Muzon treated him after Akaza says what he did. Dude, how could Muzon tell him that? So I feel that was the turning point for me a little bit, that I'm okay, Akaza was one of my least favorite characters ever because of what he does. But then the way Muzon treated him because of what he did, I was like, Akaza, you did not deserve that treatment. I was like, you did not deserve that whatsoever. So we're going to say Akaza is an honorable mention, but on this page, Doma. Oh my goodness. So I haven't read past this first chapter of this now. Since season 2 ended, we are on volume 12 of the manga, and I have not read past this first chapter. You do see Doma at the end of season 2 of Demon Slayer. Look, I don't know nothing about him, but look how nice he looks. And I don't mean like attractive nice, like he looks like he's so friendly. Look at him. Look at his smile. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, be still, my heart is like, he looks so sweet. Obviously, he's not. He's a demon, so he's not going to be, here's another one. He's not going to be like this great guy, so to speak. Maybe he will, but I was like, you know, if I have to have one of these characters be my favorite that is on the villain side, I was like, why not Doma? Why not? I mean, he has such a nice, friendly smile, and let's just go look at it again. I just love it. I was like, he's so happy looking, even though when we meet him in the anime, he's definitely chomping on a woman's leg. Yeah, but right here, he looks so kind and so nice, and so I wanted to say Doma, because I was like, he's just so nice. He's not nice, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, if people are like, Laura, that is like such I would say lame, but it's not lame. It's my point of view, my view, or my thoughts. If I could not say Doma simply because of how nice he looks and how friendly he is, I was going to say our most recent villain, or one of our most recent villains, I was going to say Gutaro. I was trying to find a good panel of him. Him here. I could care less for his sister. She's okay, but she's not my favorite. Man, I want a really cool picture of him because I mean, you know, if you watch Demon Slayer, if you've read Demon Slayer, you know that this mangaka has the reputation of like where you hate the demons, you're like, oh, they're horrible, they're the bad guys, at least for me, I should say. But then you get the backstory, and you guys know, once you get that backstory, you're like, your whole view changes of them. And dude, they're literally just such not broken people. They are literally hurting people who just made decisions or had decisions that affected them and just really caused them to be who they are today. It pulls my heartstrings every time, and his backstory was so good. I loved how it was related to Tanjiro in a way that, spoiler-free, won't go more in depth at that, but he was really, really good, and just that whole thing. So I did like him. I guess I will say number 2 can be Gutaro, because I just really, really enjoyed him, and he was just an interesting character. He was very interesting, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that because I don't want to give any more spoilers. For number 3, all right, just bear with me on this. Bear with me on all of these, okay? So if you've read Haikyuu or you've watched Haikyuu, there really isn't technically a villain. Not like there is in Kuroko's Basketball with that horrible guy that I mentioned earlier, who's just awful. But there is, I'm going to say he is the villain in Haikyuu. I have so many mixed feelings about him, but it is Suguru, this guy right here. I will not go into depth about his character, but it is very good. I mean, look, he looks pretty cool, but then you see him play Nekomama and just, no. He really is sort of like the quote-unquote villain in this manga, and I think it's his girlfriend that just says something that's so spot on for his character, and, you know, in typical sensei fashion, where I'm like, I don't like this character, then by the end, I actually did like them. I do not like him as a player, though. He is an excellent, compelling villain in Haikyuu. So well done, because, I just cannot stand him, and I feel like he deserves to be on the favorite villains because I love Haikyuu as a whole, and I can't hate anybody in this manga, but when he does play, I do not like him. But when he is in boyfriend status, he's good. He's a cool character. I like him. I like some of the little bonus. We have one bonus with him, like one bonus chapter that was very good, but when he is a player, he is just a very good villain. I feel like it's weird to call him a villain because Haikyuu, like I said, doesn't have necessarily villains, but he is a villain more or less in the manga and anime of Haikyuu. So definitely had to mention Suguru. For number 4, bear with me guys, I do feel pretty confident in my number 4. This is, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I feel like he's more antagonist than he is a villain, but I'm going to say him anyway. I did mention him, I believe, in the chat that I did with the Manga Sloth, and that is Speedo Sonic. Oh my goodness, I love him. If I could generally say that I have one favorite villain mentioned so far, like in true villain status, it would be him. I love his character. I love just how he smiles and just everything about him. He is just absolutely amazing. I honestly need to see him more in the manga. I have not read past, I believe, this volume actually, but yes, he is just one of my favorites. In fact, I got really upset when, let's just say, One Punch Man is complicated because if you've seen the second season, you sort of see who the actual villains are. So with that said, there were things involving my favorite character here, and I was like, I don't want anything to happen to him because he's like a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. But we're just gonna say for this video that he counts as a villain, okay? Just like I said, bear with me here. He totally counts, but I love him. And let's go on to number 5, I guess. In the world of One Punch Man, I don't have this volume. The Hero Hunter. Oh my goodness, I love the Hero Hunter. He's more of an antagonist as well than a villain, but for the purposes of this video, we are going to say that he is a villain. But oh my goodness, my husband has been reading the latest chapters of One Punch Man on the Shonen Jump app, and I love it so much. I have not seen all of it, but I have seen things with the Hero Hunter, and he is just amazing. In fact, the other night, I think it was when I was like brainstorming about villains for this video, I was like, dude, he reminds me of Bokuto. In any character that reminds me of another character from Haikyuu instantly becomes a favorite. Like, it's just facts for me. In fact, that is one reason why I'm so excited and love the manga Blue Box. When I read it on Shonen Jump, I was like, dude, this main guy reminds me of Daichi. And boom, it's an instant win. Granted, I love the story of Blue Box. I'm so hyped for that manga to release. But anyway, we're talking about villains here. But yes, the Hero Hunter, he is such a great character. And I have just really enjoyed every time that he has come on screen. Like I said, I've only seen the anime for that one so far. Definitely need to catch up on the manga because my husband's been like totally binge reading it so much. But yes, he would be another one that I absolutely love. And I feel like I already did an honorable mention, but it would feel weird not to talk about a villain like from this fandom or from this universe because it has so many epic villains, though granted, I can't say all of them are my favorite, but My Hero Academia, I originally was going to go with Stain because Stain is such a very compelling villain to me. I just love his role in the My Hero Academia universe, and I just really enjoy why he quote unquote is a villain. Like, I just find that super fascinating. He's just a cool villain, to be honest. Like, I could genuinely say I think he's a cool villain. But then I was thinking, like, I think I was like thinking, and then I pulled off this volume and I was like, Gentle Criminal. Yes, he is super cool. I really liked him as a villain as well, and just how he interacts with Deku. Like, yes. Though I will say, I do not know his name, but he is the villain. Oh man, I don't even remember actually what part of the manga it happens, because it's been so long since I've even like read or been caught up with My Hero Academia. But you know the guy that wears the like bird's beak that tries to do things to her? Dude. Oh man, I do not like him as a character. I do not like him as a villain, but I just had to mention, if I were to choose villains based off of voice acting, yes. Oh my goodness, I could listen to that in particular character, that voice actor, I could listen to him talk all day. I love his voice so much. So that was just a random thing that I had to mention because, yeah, this video is just chaotic today. But Gentle Criminal, had to mention him, and Stain, and I guess... guys, I think we're just going to stop there because I feel like I've got my 5 villains, hopeful, that are actual villains and not just antagonists. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Who are some of your favorite villains or least favorite villains? Come rant to me or come gush about villains that you absolutely love. I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!